Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
What's up guys, Sal here. So if you thought getting banned from Android was the worst thing happened to Huawei, think again, because things just got ugly and this could very well be the final nail in the coffin. Huawei just lost access to ARM's license. As you already know, Huawei makes their own chipsets named Kirin, and for the development of this chipset, they use ARM's architecture. ARM's design formed the basis of Kirin chipsets. Without ARM, Huawei cannot develop their Kirin chipsets. That said, ARM has been instructed to suspend its business with Huawei. Some of you might ask, isn't ARM a British company? So how Trump's executive order even applies to them? Look, it's true that they are British, but some portions of their tech are US originated. Hence, they would need to comply with the ban. Now, ARM staff has been instructed to suspend all interactions with Huawei and Honor as well. ARM staff has now been told to not even contact Huawei or even have a conversation with Huawei employees in industry events. I mean, they can't discuss this ban or else they might face consequences. This is likely the worst of the bunch since Huawei works with ARM to make its own chips. Technically, there are only two architectures that Android supports. They are Intel's x86 architecture and ARM's architecture. Intel already cancelled Huawei's partnership if you were wondering. This is horrible news for Huawei because literally every other chip maker, which includes Qualcomm, Intel, MediaTek, Samsung, everyone uses either of these two architectures. So Huawei can't even turn to any of these companies. Literally speaking, getting banned from ARM is 100 times worse than getting banned from Android because now Huawei's whole smartphone business is in jeopardy because you can't make a smartphone without a processor. Anyway, the current 985 chipset that will be seen in the upcoming Huawei Mate 30 Pro will not get affected by this because the development of that chipset is already done. So Huawei has like a year to figure out all of this. Some of you would say, well, they can build a new architecture. But that's easier said than done. It takes years, I mean multiple years to develop a new architecture with tens of billions of investment, if not hundreds. And Huawei doesn't even have expertise in this field. On top of it, even if they came up with a new architecture, it won't be compatible with Android unless Google supports it. The likelihood of Google doing that is zero considering the executive order. Like I've said, out of all things happened to Huawei, this is literally the worst. If the US and China can't find a resolution, then Huawei is literally screwed and for good. On the software side, Huawei can come up with a new operating system and can build a loyal fan base in the Chinese market. They can even build a local ecosystem of apps with the help of Chinese mobile network operators and more. And from there, they can expand to India and Europe. Easier said than done, but it's possible. But on the hardware side, without any architecture, they can't build a chipset, and in turn, they won't be able to make any smartphone. Things dramatically have gotten out of hands of Huawei, and now they have no option but pray that there will be a truce between the US and Chinese governments and they try to work out a peace deal. Honestly, it concerns me how one government's actions impact technology all over the world to this level. I'm afraid now what will happen is big multi-billion-dollar companies will limit the use of America's technology and will try to build their own. Because imagine your company's entire smartphone business getting literally destroyed with a single ban. Anyway, let me know what you think. Putting aside how you feel about Huawei, do you think all of this is justified? Is there any possibility that Huawei can bounce back from this? Let me know in the comments, and as always, I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out.
Okay.